So page 63, periodic table notes, I want to do a little summary, and I suggest that you actually do this summary somewhere on your periodic table that's in your reference table, instead of maybe writing it on page 63, or write it here on page 63, then transfer it to your reference table. So just looking at the trends here. So here we go. As we start on the left-hand side of the periodic table and we move to the right-hand side, overall trends is that we see a decrease in the size of the atom. We see an increase in the electronegativity values. We see an increase in the ionization energy values, and we see a decrease in the metallic character of the elements. Now, I want to point out fluorine. Fluorine is a nonmetal, and it is considered the most active nonmetal compared to all other nonmetals in groups 1 through 17. Okay, so now trying to write down some trend ideas here. Okay, so now if we go from the top of a group towards the bottom of the group, okay, what we will see is we will see an increase in the size of the atom. They become bigger. We see a decrease in the electronegativity values. We see a decrease in the ionization energy values. And we see an increase in that metallic character. Now notice our most right-hand top element, fluorine, okay, top of group 17. And then I want to point out our most left bottom element, Fr, francium. So it's Fr to F. We have our yin and our yang. So francium, okay, it is considered the most active metal. So francium to fluorine between group 1 through 17 is where we find a balance on the periodic table. Now, a couple little things that you might want to consider is, instead of writing all these things, is that sometimes I make like a 3 snowball snowman. And so as you can see, the head, the middle, and then the bottom, so represents the atomic radius. It gets bigger as you go down a group. And then, the snowman falls over. So now when it falls over, the middle section ends up here, and here is the head. So looking at the snowman standing up the vertical column, and he falls over and lays down across the horizontal row, it shows you the trend of atomic radius. Now, another little thing that sometimes makes sense for people is if you draw a heart, and the heart balloons out. So this represents the change or the size in your electronegativity and ionization energies. So almost no love for the electrons down here, so very pointy. Low ionization energies and electronegativities. And as you move from francium towards fluorine, the heart bellows out, and so we start to see an increase in our ionization energies and an increase in the electronegativities. Now, if the snowman and heart doesn't help you, don't worry about it, but it is a common way to represent those trends. Some people get it. So, write it down. If it works for you, awesome.